Welcome back, everyone. We are the Sports Budz. I am Tony Parlay. Joining me is Chris Billings and Nick Kerr, as always. Thank you for the robots that are watching. I didn't forget. I know you guys are there just pumping those views up. Just a quick update from the last time we had a discussion. We talked about Deshaun Watson's suspension. The NFL came back and appealed his suspension a couple of days later. There are murmurs that they are pushing for a year suspension, which I believe is what Chris was hinting to in that last video. So we will see what happens. What do you think about that, Chris?
I wasn't crazy. I didn't just pull that 1 year suspension out of my ass. Like clearly, like that's what they were intent on. And so, yeah, I just feel a little bit validated. It's not going to happen, by the way, but I feel better.
Nick, what are your thoughts?
Well, first off, I want to say that there are actual people watching this. I do have confirmation that 2 people watched it, so it's not all robots.
Okay.
But as far as the Deshaun Watson appeal, I do feel good that they're actually going to appeal. Let's see how many games it actually comes back with. Hopefully it is in that 8 to 10 game range that I was thinking, but we'll see.
We will see. I've read some murmurs and some rumors that they just don't want him to play the Houston game. And that's like in week 12 or something. So apparently like that's like the big thing. They just do not want him to play that Houston game. That was like maybe like a promise they made. They're like, if you trade this guy, we promise you guys won't have to face him next year. And then they made the schedule and now they're in this situation.
Is it in Houston?
Yes.
Oof.
Yes. So that's why
I guess
sense.
they won't be. Yeah, it's gonna be plastic bottles only that night.
All right. Well, I'll try and bring us back to another wonderful character known as Aaron Rodgers, leading this NFC North discussion we have. I don't like this guy. I do not like this guy. This guy's a douche. He's been a thorn in Cowboys fans' sides for the longest time. I swear to God, he's just ruined my life for many, many years. Fuck this Aaron Rodgers guy. But God damn it, he is a good quarterback. Holy shit. And they pretty much have had a handle on the NFC North. The last 3 seasons, they've straight up dominated it. He's won back-to-back MVPs. Are they going to win this division again? What do you got? Nick? What do you got for me on this?
I mean, honestly, I think their only real competition in this division is probably the Vikings. The Bears, Justin Fields, I'm not sure about him. And with the Detroit Lions, I love Dan Campbell. He's going to get the most out of his players, but they're still the Lions. It's sort of like the same thing when we always talk about the AFC East with the Jets. They're still the Lions.
I see you coming for my Jets prediction right there. Just going to have to acknowledge and deal with that at a later time. Chris, what are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers, Packers, NFC North here?
I just feel like Packers fans have to be so conflicted with Aaron Rodgers. Like that's the ultimate, like them and probably like the Steelers. They're the ultimate like blue collar like teams in the NFL, and here they have like the biggest douche hippie is their QB, like basically talking about how he did DMT this summer and like I don't know, was eating mud with Shailene Woodley. Weird guy, very weird guy, just on the surface, whether it's a character or not. Like I feel like they have to be conflicted watching this guy and rooting for him. I feel like they might be more conflicted watching Aaron Rodgers than the Browns will be watching Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
All right. I gave you guys the best analysis of the New England Patriots that you've ever heard. I'm going to give you guys some analysis of Aaron Rodgers. Because similar to how the Patriots play, that's how Aaron Rodgers plays. He literally just is out there trying to outsmart the defense. He has like a certain way that he thinks it should be done. And if it's played any other way, that's wrong. Aaron Rodgers' way is right. And like, it's the most arrogant way to play quarterback. And I think that that's what's caused his downfall against these this team, San Francisco, pretty much, right? They beat them 4 times in the playoffs. So it seems like this has been like his blind spot, is like acknowledging that there's like a different way to play quarterback. And I know that this like Matt LaFleur thing, I don't believe Matt LaFleur is a good coach. I don't fucking care what that record says. There's no way you're going to tell me that guy's a good coach. I just don't think that they're going to be able to like continue to maximize that. And losing Davante Adams will hurt, but Aaron Rodgers is good. He'll make a receiver out of anybody. I just don't think that they're going to be able to stay on top anymore.
They could have burnt toast playing receiver out there and still score a touchdown. So I'm not too worried about who's going to be playing receiver. Like, almost has just that Peyton Manning complex where he creates receivers rather than like he benefits from like stellar receivers.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll be just fine at receiver. He did lose Davante Adams and Marquez Valdes-Scantling, but they did bring in Sammy Watkins. And that should help a little bit. And like you guys both just said, he can make receivers look better than they actually are.
What has been their problem? Why has this team not made the Super Bowl?
Like any great QB that hasn't been able to win Super Bowls at large, like, dude needs a run game. Like, they need somebody that can go out there and run 150 yards in a playoff game. And that's like not been the case for the Packers probably ever, really.
Hold up. Chris Billings is doubting A.J. Dillon and A.J. Dillon's legs. I will go ahead and just enter in and edit in some A.J. Dillon leg shots right here. This man is a beast. They paid Aaron Jones. You have always been a proponent of this. Chris Billings has always been a proponent of Aaron Rodgers doesn't have enough help. I think he like has fallen into this like excuse side. Aaron Rodgers,
but he might like maybe he does have that guy right now, but like Aaron Rodgers isn't gonna let him run 150 yards in a playoff game.
Okay.
And like, let's be honest, like, when's the last time like you've ever seen like Aaron Rodgers like run like bootlegs and like play actions and stuff like that? Like, they're kind of just like one-dimensional in their approaches. Like, that's a team that, you know, like, oh, they're gonna run the ball, they're gonna pass the ball. Like, there's no really in between there with them.
This is interesting because they came to Arizona last year and they pretty much ended the Cardinals season by only like running the ball. And I swear to God, Aaron Rodgers threw like short passes because Davante Adams had COVID. They had like Marquise Valdes-Scantling had COVID.
The only thing that ended the Cardinals season was the PlayStation 5. Like,
I'm just saying, I've seen that Packers team win in a different in a couple different ways, but never in the playoffs and never against like elite teams that way. It always has to be Aaron making some ridiculous throws, doing some ridiculous shit. Okay. What do you think of this Packers strategy to get rid of Davante Adams and then not replace him and then just use that money on defense? And then they just loaded up this defense. Some people say top 5, top 3 defense in the league with Aaron Rodgers now.
I think they did it because.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think they did it to what we were alluding to before about how Aaron Rodgers can turn any one of these wide receivers into a better wide receiver than they are. Why not try to build up on this defense? Because they already had a pretty good defense, build up on it, then come playoff time, maybe Aaron Rodgers can let the running back run the ball for 150 yards a game.
What do you got, Billings?
I was gonna say it's about goddamn time. Like, build that defense. Like, he'll make the receivers good. I'm pretty certain of that. Like, and I realize this is gonna sound ridiculous considering the background behind me, but we're probably gonna find out that Davante Adams is just another guy.
Wow. Woo! Just throwing those hot takes out there. A.J. Dillon, going for your leg workouts. Davante Adams, just another guy. Just another guy. All right. When do the Raiders play the Broncos? Let's write these dates down.
That's the thing. Like, Davante Adams, like, he probably is going to have a down year. And the person that's going to get blamed is Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man. Derek Carr threw 50 touchdowns and like 24 to him in college. They seem to have like a pretty good connection. Derek Carr had a pretty good season last year. I don't know. He's got some good weapons there. I told you that division's a bloodbath. We'll see what happens. But back to the Packers. So this is the help that you're saying. This is the help that you're saying that Aaron Rodgers needs is this elite defense. And the Packers are in better position now to win a Super Bowl than they have been.
Yes.
Wow. Because I don't see that at all. I see like a regression. I see this team coming down. They're not winning 13 games again. I think this division's a lot tighter. I'm like trying to wrap my head around the possibility that maybe we're all wrong about Kirk Cousins and this new coach, Kevin O'Connell from the Rams, is going to unlock Kirk Cousins. Is this possible? Is this possible? Nick?
He's got the talent around him to do something. The only thing that really worries me is they got Jesse Davis at right guard. I don't know how well he's going to be able to block, but I think they do have the pieces around him. Maybe this new coach would unlock something.
All right. That's mad questionable. We've always talked about this. Kirk Cousins being the Mendoza line of quarterbacks. Listen to a podcast, Ringer NFL show. Credit to them. They went through all the quarterbacks that are better and pretty much just said, it's Kirk Cousins' line. Is this quarterback better or not? We got your obvious ones, Brady, Rodgers, Mahomes. Then you have Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Matt Stafford, Lamar Jackson. And then it gets to Matt Ryan, Derek Carr area, and then it gets kind of gray. And for some reason, I didn't see Tannehill on here, and I was a little like, is Tannehill as good as Kirk Cousins? Is Kirk Cousins better than Ryan Tannehill? So this brings me to this question. How much better does Kirk Cousins have to be in contention and beat the Packers and win that division? Billings just laughs. He just laughs immediately. That's my answer there. Nick's giving me a smile. He's looking at this list. He's like, what do you want me to say, man? How much better?
I think he'd have to move into the top 10.
That doesn't seem like that unbelievable. There's like 13 guys ahead of him. He could. You don't think with those weapons he could have that type of season?
It's possible.
Billings?
I mean, they're going to be playing 4 of the games are going to be against the Lions and the Bears, so.
Well, that probably always pads the Vikings record, to be honest. But
Yes.
like,
let's not forget we are being blessed by someone that just knows Vikings football and can predict Vikings games like no other. This man over here called at least four Vikings games last year to the second, predicted exactly how they would end. Tell us about the Vikings. I forgot. I'm sorry for doubting you.
oh yeah, I just like if Kirk Cousins was gonna be like that elite, I guess top 10 QB, I think he would have done it by now. Like that ship has sailed. Like he is what he is, and if the Vikings want to win a Super Bowl with him, like they need to have like an all-time great like defense, basically, like an all-time great defense, like potentially an all-time great running back, and I don't see that happening.
Dalvin Cook does owe you money. Chris Billings would like to go ahead and shade Dalvin Cook right now, I'm sure, from past fantasy.
Yeah,
debacle.
that dude ain't doing it. That's for sure.
Okay. All right. So we definitely have someone that doesn't believe in Dalvin Cook. So the best
He
time
can't stay healthy. It's not that I don't believe in the guy. Trust me, I've tried with Dalvin Cook. I've gone down that path, but no, like he can't stay healthy.
All right. The best version of Kirk Cousins we have seen is probably a couple of seasons ago. I think that the Vikings were pretty good a couple seasons ago. They made the playoffs. They beat the Saints. And I forget the name of the coach of the Browns right now. What's his name? Anyways, he was the offensive coordinator for the Vikings that season. And then the other good, Stefanski. And then the other time we saw Kirk Cousins play well was when he was with Washington and he had McVay, Shanahan, and the whole little triumvirate there.
Like he had like the all-star roster of coaches.
You don't think this Kevin O'Connell guy could like have this Vikings team in the playoffs, have Kirk Cousins?
Yes, I'm sure they could be in the playoffs, but that's just all they're ever going to be. Like,
Aaron Rodgers is fucking 40, man. How are we like just believing in this guy to just like he's having fucking cleanses? You say he's fucking sunning his asshole and shit, and you're telling us that like, hey, he's got an elite defense. It doesn't matter. They're gonna take care of business.
worked for Brady.
And he's almost 50.
Jesus Christ again. Brady's not human. He's one of the robots watching this show. Mike Evans is a fucking Hall of Fame receiver. Chris Godwin was an all-pro receiver, and Rob Gronkowski is a Hall of Fame tight end. And then Antonio Brown also played on that team. Those are all elite first team weapons that Aaron Rodgers has said, peace out, Davante Adams. Peace out. I don't need these weapons. I got the elite defense. Am I right?
I don't think he does, though. I don't think he does.
That Packers team defense is gonna be elite. They are gonna be good this year. I have faith in that defense. Like they've made that's where all the money is on that defense.
I think that's all that's gonna matter.
We'll see. And then this Lions team. All right. Dan
Come
Campbell,
on, don't talk shit about the Lions. I bet you they do better than the Bears.
they both have the same win total right now at 6.5 in Vegas.
I think
This
they're both
Lions
under.
team, this Lions team, they have a good roster. Their roster is good. I was looking at it and I was just like, this is a surprisingly good roster. Jared Goff, like they could max out Jared Goff and get to 7 wins. I could see it. I could see this team winning 7 games.
I think they'll both hover around the 5-6 game.
All right. You guys are right. I'm over here with the Jets with 8 wins and the Lions with 7. Just giving shitty teams too much credit.
I
I
believe
see
in the Lions. I think they could get to 8 wins.
8.
Yes. Yes.
8 wins. Wow. 8 wins.
Don't like day. My cardiac cats and Dan the Man Campbell heard it here first.
8 wins, Chris Billings. You're gonna need that money to help protect you from all these players that you keep shading on this show. Just letting you know.
That's right. Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin
Fuck
Cook. All right. Is Ryan Tannehill better than Kirk Cousins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of you, instant yeses.
I have a little bias. I watched him for 7 years,
Okay.
and I didn't
Right.
think he was the problem.
Ryan Tannehill is a wide receiver that became a pretty good quarterback. And honestly, Kirk Cousins is a quarterback that probably should have become like a pretty decent wide receiver.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to handle that bizarro world scenario. Let's go ahead and go into this bizarro world scenario of the NFC West here. Since we're here, we'll talk about the Super Bowl champion Rams and Matt Stafford having elbow tendonitis and it being claimed a baseball injury. What the fuck? That dude don't play baseball. What the hell is happening here?
I mean, he's childhood friends with what's his name from the Dodgers?
That's right, Clayton Kershaw. To everyone watching, we are going to put a Clayton Kershaw, Matt Stafford picture in here right now because that's what you guys want. That's what you need, right? All right.
Well,
Yes.
Not sure if you heard
They're-
that, but friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're probably
Okay.
training in LA together, so he's trying to do maybe some pitching workouts. Injures his elbow. Possibility.
I can't sell this Ram stock fast enough. That train is done. It's over. That thing should be emptier than that Super Bowl parade because let me tell you, it's done, man. It's done. It is over. Matt Stafford he's never been the piece. He's been like you can't build around him. He was like the missing piece to a team that was already built. So I think there's a pretty big difference there. And
It's done when those AT&T commercials say it's done.
there we go. Our analysis there. Once you sign your name on the AT&T deal, it's over. It's over.
I've
got
seen
no-
more of Matt Stafford in the last 4 months than I have in the last 14 years.
Yeah.
I got no faith. I was like reading up about Allen Robinson and I was like, oh, Bobby Wagner. And then I read about this and I was like, nope, it's over. Sorry. Nope, it's over. No, they're no longer hungry. Done. They've been fed. Pigs are fed. Hogs get slaughtered. You know how it goes. Analysis. What do you got on the Rams, Nick? Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why
What
I'm
does that
right.
saying? What does that saying even mean?
Don't get too greedy. Don't get too greedy. It's hard being on top.
Don't the pigs get slaughtered?
Hogs get fed, pigs get slaughtered. Someone's
Yeah.
getting slaughtered, and the Rams are getting slaughtered in this fucking analogy and scenario, okay? God damn it.
Anyways, continue.
Why am I wrong about the Rams, Nick?
I mean, I don't think you're completely wrong. It's all going to hinge on the health of Matthew Stafford, because if they can emulate what they did last year with Matthew Stafford and all the receiving yards going all around, I think they could sustain it. But if he can't play even part of the season, or if he's playing injured, it's going to drastically affect this team. So I think this whole season hinges on his elbow.
Dude, the Rams got fucking lucky as hell that they got Odell Beckham Jr. to fucking replace Robert Woods because of some drama happening in Cleveland where like Odell Beckham's dad had access to YouTube, and all of a sudden all kinds of shit just went nuts, and Baker's actually not a good quarterback. Everybody found out. But no, it's not happening again. I don't got faith in the Rams. This Niners team, they're winning this division easily. I fucking hate this Shanahan guy. That scheme is just ridiculously simplistic for quarterbacks. Sets up the run game so well. I just think that Trey Lance comes in there and then they win that division.
No one's talking about that team. No one's talking
Niners
about the
team?
Niners. No.
Why? Why not? Why is no one talking about them? Jimmy G's out there.
Because people don't understand that team, I think, first off. They don't even know how they've made it to the Super Bowl these last two times.
Smash mouth football, Billy. They play that smash mouth football. And that's what Nick is looking forward to. He's looking forward to this dominant run game, watching that in Miami. And that's what happens in San Francisco. You got to watch it in Denver. This run game that's set up by the O-line, zone blocking, Shanahan scheme. Quarterback gets a run play action off of it. It's so easy.
It's fun stuff.
And I think, God, Trey Lance has played like nothing, though. There's someone, what happens if Trey Lance gets injured and they get rid of Jimmy G? Do we just get like a special podcast together to mock the Niners and roast them for like a straight like 20 minutes or what?
You say that now, but they'll just find some dude we've never heard of that will win like 3 or 4 games for them. So
yeah, he will, but they won't win that division. And it'll be like this shitty ass Cardinals team or the Seahawks team with Drew Lock winning that division. You'll be like, how? What happened? It's that first to last thing all over again.
That will never happen.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much.
All right, let's talk about this team. Since Billings, he is ready to sell that stock before it's even given to him. Talk to me about the Seahawks and Drew Lock.
I still don't understand Drew Lock. I see some of these Seahawks fans on social media and like they're buying the Kool-Aid just like Broncos fans were. And I'm like, I don't know what it is with this Drew Lock guy. Like why he gets that almost like cult of personality. Like he's not Tim Tebow, that's for sure. And for some reason, like Seahawks fans, like they think he's better than Patrick Mahomes.
Is he even the starter there?
No,
Yeah,
like this right now it's Geno
Smith.
Yeah, right. Geno's better than him for sure.
I mean, anytime the quarterback competition starts at Geno Smith versus Drew Lock, you know you're in a bad situation.
What are they doing there? What are they doing?
Pete Carroll would beg to differ, but he probably thinks he's still at USC and he's like, well, no, just got to win it in the trenches. Doesn't matter.
Both of their NFL game tapes say different. Neither one of them has had consistent success in the NFL. So I don't understand. They are the ones that should be going after Jimmy G.
The Seahawks?
But there's no way that ever get traded within the division.
They should have got Baker.
Their over-under is 5.5. It is literally lower than the Bears. What is Jimmy G going to do for that team? Move it up to 6.5 so they can be like the Bears or what? Like Jimmy G's not helping that team.
Who's their running back? Like Rashard Penny still?
I think so.
Chris Carson?
Now that guy retired. Chris Carson retired. He broke his neck.
Oh wow. So yeah, like
their running back is Deebo Samuel. Or no, we're not talking about the 49ers anymore. Sorry, we'll cut that part.
First of all, Nick, come on now. Come on. The running back is Rashard Penny, but the Niners running back is not Deebo Samuel. It's Elijah Mitchell.
Oh, it's Deebo Samuel. Like, it might say that on paper, but my eyes tell me differently, my friend.
Deebo Samuel got paid because of his ability to run the ball. And it's like a threat. Like, defenses don't know what to do when he's out there and he's in motion. I haven't seen a player like him in a while.
I told you, nobody knows what to do with the Niners. They're an anomaly to most of the people.
They're a tough team to play, man. They whooped the Cowboys' butt. They're a tough team to play, man. They destroyed the Packers too, and then they had the Rams. They had like a pick from Stafford just waiting. I forget what that name of that dude is. We'll edit this in there, and homie, I think Jaquiski Tart, he dropped that ball. He edited it. He dropped it. If he catches that, Jimmy G's in Super Bowl #2, and no one knows what to do with QB discourse in this league. Shit, Jesus Christ. Thank God that didn't happen. But let's talk about the Cardinals win total here is 8.5. What am I wrong? Like I'm like way biased against this team, and I'm just like this team just they're about to explode, and it's gonna be bad. And I really think Kingsbury could be one of the first coaches fired.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'd say Chris Paul is gonna show up for like a motivational speech for one of their games.
Marquise Brown is going to be a #1 receiver for a third of their season?
If he could stay out of trouble.
That's fucking terrible, man. That is pathetic. Like, you're in that division? Like, who are they going to beat? Like, man, I just got to see that to believe it. I don't know, man.
Don't count out the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Like, just saying, I have my doubts about them as well, but they very well could come out and be a hot team again.
Come on.
Yeah, I would
at least until the latest release.
Yeah. I don't know, Tony, you got the inside scoop there.
All right. Niners are plus 200 to win that division right now. That is the best bet that I saw out of all of these. The other one was Vikings at like plus 145.
I would say Packers and Niners, personally.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Vikings and Rams.
Vikings and Rams. Do you think the Vikings could win this division, Billings? What if they have the same record as the Packers? What if they're both like 12-5?
They could win the division, but then they're just going to get smashed in the divisional round.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That'll be interesting. You're coming from that same family, my guy. It's the same family. Hackett, O'Connell, and McDaniel, same family.
I wonder what the difference is. I wonder what the difference is between our two quarterbacks.
It's a tough one, man.
No, it's really not. Kirk Cousins is not that good.
It's true.
He's better than RG3, but that's about it.
Do you think Tua could be as good as Kirk Cousins?
I think Tua can definitely be as good, if not better, than Kirk Cousins.
You think Tua can be like Tannehill?
I think Tua's will already succeed what Tannehill did this year.
Wow. Why like what? Like, I'd say Tua is like already at Kirk Cousins level. Do we not forget that like he started out playing for like the trash Redskins? Like, come on. Like, I'd say Tua is already at that level. Like, yeah, Kirk Cousins definitely had a lot more to prove, being where he came from and who he had to play behind. But like, come on. Tua's already at that level, and like,
no,
the real question is Tua gonna have a higher ceiling than Kirk Cousins? And that's ultimately the question that people want to know. I'd say, like, yes.
I think the ceiling for Tua is Tannehill. And I think if you get some mobility out of Tannehill, mobility out of Tua, that's going to be the best version of Tua. And Tannehill led that team to the playoffs. If he didn't have a meltdown against the Bengals, they probably would have been in the AFC Championship game.
But I can tell you the difference is that, like, Tua actually has, like, creative play calling now. Like, he doesn't have somebody that's, like, is boring as dry white paint and Joe Philbin. And that's what Tannehill ultimately had, was like just Mr. Play It Safe. And like that was no space for him to win in.
Hold on. This comes full circle because you want to know who Tannehill had? Matt LaFleur, my friend, was his offensive coordinator in Tennessee before he got the Packers job. Matt LaFleur. And that is from the same fucking McVay Shanahan family as all of your coaches. All of them, sir. All of them. That they're running the same stuff. They're running the same variations of the same stuff, except for that Shanahan shit, that specialized run game that is just ridiculous. And it is like straight up like a fucking form of Chinese water torture for defenses, where like it paralyzes these linebackers when they look at the gaps. My God, I've never seen such hesitation from Micah Parsons in my life watching him play last year in the playoffs. Ugh.
And that's exactly why I'm excited to see the Dolphins this year.
Yeah. Joe Philbin is the complete opposite of that offensively. So, like, I'd say Tua is already off to a better start than Tannehill ever was.
This is true. All right, Nick, let's shade the Patriots. I know that there's some Patriots hate deep inside you that you want to let out. Tell me about the Patriots. What do you got for them?
Oh, I think the national media, aka ESPN, is just overrating them. They think that they're going to be good, but they're going to take a step back from what they were last year. Last year, they snuck into the playoffs, mainly behind a great defense and decent QB manager in Mac Jones that got them to the playoffs. But this year, I think losing J.C. Jackson and a few other pieces on that defense, and Mac Jones going into that sophomore year, I think they're going to degress rather than make the playoffs, be the second team behind the Bills in this division. I think maybe 7-8 wins. And with your prediction on the Jets, they could push that. I just don't see the Jets winning that much. I don't know.
Billings, talk to us about the sophomore slump.
The sophomore slump, it happens. Like,
tell us about it.
So these rookie QBs come in, there's not a lot of tape on them, and they come out, win some games. They have just these creative offensive opportunities that people are like, holy shit, like, how did they do that? But then defenses get some game film on them in the offseason, get to study them a little bit, and it's a different pace for them that second season once defenses have kind of caught up to them and know their tendencies and some of those things. And so Mac Jones, very much same. Like, I don't think he's all around, like, he's not like Patrick Mahomes or some of these mobile quarterbacks where it's like he's multi-dimensional. He's not multi-dimensional is what I'm trying to say. And so, like, very much I'm willing to bet that he has some offensive tendencies that defenses are just going to feast upon this season. And he doesn't have, as much as it annoys me to say this, he doesn't have Josh McDaniels behind him this year.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to have Josh McDaniels as kind of that buffer between you and the Bill Belichick, Mr. Grumpy Pants. But like this season, it's going to be different, and he's not going to have that buffer anymore. And I really do think that Josh McDaniels was that for guys like Jimmy G, for guys like Mac Jones. And so, yeah, I think regression for Mac Jones this season.
Not a lot of faith in Joe Judge and Matt Patricia, what I'm hearing. The ceiling for Mac Jones is Kirk Cousins.
Hey,
And that's how
hey.
we bring it all the way back around.
Let me look for my number 2 pencil in here. Even
we
though I
bring it
have
all
a fucking laminated sheet of paper in front of me.
Sir, I'm gonna make you run some laps if you keep up that tone, sir. I'm making you run some laps.
Oh, Matt Patricia. Talk about the biggest hack fraud ever.
All right. I'm gonna go Niners Vikings to wrap that NFC North, NFC West up. I think maybe we're all wrong, and then Kirk Cousins figures it out, and then this is what we're talking about next year. Might be bold. I'm giving Kirk Cousins a playoff win as well this upcoming year. That team's winning that division. Kirk Cousins is winning a playoff game. You heard it here first. Thank you for watching the Sports Buds. I am Tony Parlay. I will leave you with that wonderful take. My co-hosts handle that take. That's how electric that take was.
Oh, Kirk Cousins,
win.
we love you.
Happening, Kirk. It is happening. It's happening. Anything for you guys to promote on your way out? What do you got for us, Nick?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
We
Follow
love
him
you.
on the Twitter.
We love you, Kirk Cousins.
You can't follow the Kirk Cousins talk. Dude, it's happening. Dalvin Cook going to pay you some money off that playoff bonus. Let me tell you, sir, that shit's happening.